Welcome to the podcast. My guest today is Clayton Herold. He is representing the Crestline Economic Development team. Welcome back, Clayton.
Thanks, Dave, for having me again.
All right. Well, I always enjoy having you on this program because usually when I have you on here, it means something good is going on in Crestline in your economic development.
Yeah, there's always good things happening in Crestline, and especially around the Christmas season. We've got an opportunity for kids in Crestline to meet with Santa in our partnership with the Crestline Library. So on Wednesday, December 13th.
Yeah, the days get by.
They do. This time of the year, everything goes together. But on December 13th, it's a Wednesday night from 6 to 8. Kids have the opportunity to come to the Crestline Library, meet with Santa, do some crafts, some games, have some light refreshments.
Well, that's very, very nice. And that's one thing I say about Crestline. People are pretty tight there. I mean, they're pretty tight-knit community. And a lot of just great things going on over there. A lot of things have changed over the years. And I think a lot of things that are good are going on.
Yeah, it's just, a continuation of what we started several years ago. And we, keep on, going down this path of making Crestline great. And better than it has been previously. And, just events like, the Santa thing that we're doing. We've got some different things planned for next year that we really can't talk about right now just because we're still in the planning stages of those.
They're under wraps.
They're
folks.
under wraps.
We
We meet regularly on a monthly basis and just shoot ideas off of each other and just try to kind of figure out what is the next step to improve the town. So.
And, anything with economic development or just anything in general, whether you're a business, is keeping things in that pipeline.
Yeah.
And I know what you're talking about. There's things that you're thinking about well into next year and beyond, but it just takes that time. It just has to take a sort of natural course as to where this is going.
Yeah, and there's definitely some preparation that needs done. And we just don't want to roll out something. We want to make sure we're doing the right thing, that we prepare ourselves, and then once we execute it, and we've done a great job with what we've done in the past and how we've executed things, and we just want to make sure things are done right. Our last major project last year kind of was around the Adirondack chair that we have downtown, and that was one of our committee members' ideas. And, it took us a good solid year to get that figured out because we wanted to try to do it the right way and utilize resources we have within our village to get it done. And we ended up, contracting with another company, to get that Adirondack chair done. But it's been great. We used a local company for the graphics, and all the events we've had uptown, from the Thursday night concerts to our Scary Business Trick or Treat to, the prom season and homecoming, it's been used. People go up there, take pictures with it and things, and that's what we had it there for. There's just an article in the paper a few weeks ago in the Crestline paper that the ladies of the post office wanted to remind folks to, keep their sidewalks clear when the snow so they can easily drop their mail off. They just went and took a picture, all of them in the chair. And that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted another focal place for people to take pictures and, to advertise Crestline.
Well, it's these little things like this that all add up.
It is. It's just the small things all add up to one, big improvement for our town. And like I said, we continue to look to ways to improve our town and to make Crestline a better place.
And most of your retail up there, your retail places, you don't have many vacancies left up there, do you, anymore?
No, there's a couple.
Okay,
there's opportunity, for businesses to come to Crestline and kind of see what we're all about. And we do a great job within our group to promote small business and to get the word out there. In the Galleon Crestline Chamber, they do a fantastic job over there with helping us out. We work hand in hand with them. And it's all about relationships, Dave.
Yes.
And all about networking and making sure we're utilizing everybody to the potential that we can to, get what we need done to make Crestline better.
Well, relationships are the key to everything.
It is.
I always say in good or bad times, especially if some times have been pretty good, but I'm just saying when things sometimes head south, those relationships become more and more important.
Yeah,
Having been through a
and-
number of downturns over my lifetime.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into what we do than just, hey, there it is. There's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
And you're right. It comes down, and a lot of things in life, it comes down to relationships and the relationships you have with people to get things done.
Well, and then if you have success in doing that, then you have credibility.
Correct.
The problem is sometimes people, they start these things and nothing comes of them, and then people have no credibility, and it's hard to get it once you've lost it.
Yeah.
So I think that's another good point.
And that's the thing that we always have as our focal point, Dave, is making sure when we do projects in Crestline that we do them right. And I've said this before, we have to make sure we execute them correctly, because we don't want to have a situation come up where we can't execute it and then it just falls apart. You know, we put a lot of time, effort, and there's a lot of man hours, and these are all volunteer hours. We have a bunch of volunteers that put in the time and effort to do this. And, you know, a lot of that stuff is behind the scenes. And, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years, you know, you've seen a lot of great things happen in Crestline, and it's due to people giving of themselves to make these things happen. And it's a group of people. It's from young people to older people and everybody in between. Everybody's in this to make it better.
Well, you're all in it together.
We are.
And you need to do this not only for for future generations as well. And you build that by being inclusive and allowing people in from all different ages so that they can learn this process.
Yeah, and you know, you see it from, you know, the things that happened at Kelly Park, the new playscape, and that thing is great, to having youth sports come back to Crestline, to having our whole downtown being revamped, you know, the village work to repave the street, private businesses put in money to put cafe lights through downtown, to invest in properties and rehab. You know, like I said, a lot of moving parts. Everybody's working in the right direction, and we're so lucky in Crestline that we have a group that can do this, and we're always looking for more people to come and help. You know, there's always opportunity. If anybody in our community likes what we're doing and believes in what we're doing, there's room for more people to be on our group to help to give back to the community. And that's I think the number one thing that is in our minds is finding ways to give back. You know, there's people before us that have done so much to impact our village.
Sure.
It's only right that we do what we can for future generations. And, you know, we're always looking for folks to help out with the community development team and with all these different projects, you know. And our next meeting is December 18th at the VFW at 6 in Crestline. If anybody's listening and they want to partake in the positive changes that are going on in Crestline, come to our meeting, find out what we're about, help us out, make Crestline better.
You segued right into where I was going. How could I get involved? And you just told everyone on the meeting on the 18th would be a good start. You can come find out about what you're about. And again, where's that meeting being held at?
VFW Post 2920 in Crestline. They are a great group of people. They give back so much to our town.
And the time again?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. See, I knew you knew all of these figures
and
all these stats. I want to segue just to something for a moment because I made a note. I want to congratulate you all on joining the Ohio Festival and Events Association.
Yeah. So we're fortunate enough with the Harvest Festival to be a part of the OFEA. For those people that don't know, there's 70-some festivals within the state of Ohio that belong to this association that basically is an advocate for festival events, not only at the government level, but they also help find rides, concessions, entertainment for festivals. And when our group first started taking over the Harvest Festival back in 2012, we were on basically the bad list for the OFEA. We weren't an approved festival and stuff. We've worked our way up to being, you know, approved festival and things like that. And then at our meeting back in November, they elected me to the board for the OFEA, and I think that's a great honor.
Yes, it is.
To represent Crestline and to you know, to help out with, you know, board activities and stuff. I'm sure as of December 1st, I'll have some duties assigned to me and try to make things better for not only the Harvest Festival and help out Crestline, but other festivals throughout the state.
I know that you're involved in a number of things, like I said, not only economic development, but other things too, with the community and boards and stuff. And as you well know, I'm the same way. So I like people to have a giving attitude, to giving of their time, talent, and treasures to make things better. So, Clayton, anything else you would like to add today in our podcast?
No, I think we covered a lot of good stuff today, so I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you and I both. Sometimes I don't know if we're good or not, but
we're always good, Dave. It's always
we
fun.
Struggle, but we struggle to get there sometimes.
Hey, we get there though.
All right. At least you and I can have a little fun
Yep.
on the podcast. I appreciate having Clayton Herold from the Crestline Economic Development team as being a guest today on the podcast. We'll have him back in the new year. Many great things coming to Crestline and shall continue to be. I'm a very positive person, and I know Clayton is as well. If I could only speak, that's the whole
you're
thing.
fine.
And I'll put out one last thing again. If you want to get involved in the economic development team, they have a meeting on
December 18th, 6 o'clock, VFW Post 2920 Crestline.
There you go. Now, see, that's what you call promoing. So thank you again, Clayton, for being a part of the podcast.
Thanks, Dave, for having me.